The identity of Goku Black is only 2 episodes away, but this episode had a lot of hidden messages and Easter eggs with a lot of information where we can pretty accurately determine who Goku Black is. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you're probably gonna find out earlier before the official episode comes out based on our accurate predictions and the information that we have available. So guys, spoilers coming up.
Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions for more. Share this video with your friends.
Hola mi gente, my name is Opai Senpai, and man, this episode was just a lot of fun. So I really have a lot to talk about, alright? There's a lot to talk about. So what I want you guys to do is just to get a drink of water, maybe some popcorn, something to eat, and just relax and watch the video because it's gonna be a long one. Alright, let's begin.
Be the first to learn about breaking news, anime leaks, fan dubs, and in-depth analysis videos. Subscribe to Anime Live Reactions and enable notifications. Hashtag Notification Squad.
First of all, it says that at least that's what everybody thought, but then a new hope arrived. So hope is a very important key word to Trunks, future Trunks in particular. And there was a lot of debate in the past as to who was the person who wrote Hope on the time machine. Was it Bulma or was it future Trunks? And it was finally confirmed in this episode that future Trunks was the one who wrote Hope on the time machine. But I'm gonna get back to Hope in a second. All right, so now it says another one. Ooh, what a surprise. So indeed, it is very, very rare. And probably this is the only time and the first time that any species has made a time machine. Remember, Whis was surprised that even a human could make a time machine, or the fact that it was even possible to begin with, because typically only the gods have access to sort of to a limited use of time travel, not even going into the past. Not even the gods can go into the past. So he's extremely surprised and shocked that humans can go into the past with a time machine, something that not even the gods can do. All right, moving on. Before I start repeating myself, viewer says, are these guys trying to pick a fight with us gods? And again, this is what I'm talking about, that it is criminal to have a time machine to travel into time. And Beerus, if he has to, he's willing to put these guys down because you have a code to live by, and that is the code of the gods. You don't mess with that, boy. You don't mess with that. But moving on to the next shot, we actually have, it's going crazy. We actually have flashbacks where at first they start using old footage, but then they start reanimating new footage, and that's what I'm happy about. So apparently a complete stranger found the time machine with the company logo on it. If that was the Pilaf gang, we were being in a lot of trouble, bro. A lot of trouble. So I'm really happy that just a regular Joe found the time machine. Imagine how dangerous that is just for the Pilaf gang to have found it and not just a stranger. But here is side by side the time machine. Again, there it says Hope on both of them. All right, and he explains, that's the time machine that I arrived in. I had kept it in a capsule. In the future, you only built one time machine. All right, so we have different timelines happening here with Cell and future Trunks and the present. And he says he's talking about the Cell's time machine is also the time machine that I arrived in. All right, and it's called Hope. There it is. And then he explains that Hope is the word that he wrote before he took off, and this is gonna play into effect with future Mai later in the episode. All right, so again, they have that character right there on the left side. That's actually Gohan as a little kid, and it's kind of weird to see because they refuse to show his face. They just want to keep things simple and not reanimate Gohan, especially being he's not an important character in this particular scene. It's more about Bulma and future Trunks. But that is how the time machine actually gets reduced into a capsule by pressing that button, and we see it twice in the episode. So then right here, he says that on the day that he returned to the future, not on the day before, as some people have said, it's actually on the day of. And then you have both capsules identical. Now, Bulma was the one who asked future Trunks if she can keep the time machine, and at first future Trunks was pretty much you can see that he was kind of against it. And well, you're not gonna take the nice one, you're gonna take the old one. Keep the old one, fine, you're my mom, I trust you. But he wasn't too fond of the idea, to say the least. But here you go. In the end, I threw in the towel, put it away, and just forgot about it. This episode really made an effort, a very, very strong effort to show us the fact that future Bulma and present Bulma are at totally different levels. All right, future Bulma at this point in time in the present was smarter and more talented than our present Bulma is right now. All right, the future Bulma made a time machine. Current Bulma doesn't even know how to begin. All she can do is repair a time machine, but she has no idea how to build one from scratch. So even though they are the same character, something in the timeline caused it so that future Bulma became smarter. And you know what that is? The fact that she only has her son, and that humanity has gone into this crazy post-apocalyptic world with Goku being dead, Vegeta being dead, all the other warriors being dead. So that forced future Bulma to become smarter. So the point that I want to come across is, when push comes to shove, whatever the saying is, Bulma will deliver. All right, even if she can't deliver right now, if she's put into a pickle jar, she can deliver. But moving on, it is confirmed that pretty much the three characters are, and I predicted this. I told you guys that only 3 characters could potentially fit in the time machine. And it seems like the only 3 characters that are gonna go are Goku, Vegeta, and future Trunks. All right, that's what they said in this episode. Now here you have Goku saying, "Sir, ordinary master, my lord," talking to the gods, because he, even though he is friends with them, he's still lower than them. And Whis, for the first time, pretty much denies him, says, "I'm not in the mood, I'm having a good time chilling." And that could be the potential in the beginning of the relationship just not being the same, because again, the relationship is more related to the fact that, or it continues because the Omnikin is expecting a multiverse tournament, and the fact that Beerus and Whis both enjoy the food from the humans. But once that's all gone, I mean, there's really nothing keeping that relationship going. So, but if you guys agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know as well. All right, so Vegeta's gonna go into the gravity room. He's gonna train by himself, but then he says, "You'll pay for this." He's talking about Goku Black. He's pissed off at the fact, and it's hard to really get into Vegeta's mindset, but let me try to break it down for you. Vegeta is not mad at the fact that Goku Black gave future Trunks a hard time. That's not why he's mad. He's not even mad at the fact that pretty much most of humanity has been killed off. No, not even that. He's mad at the fact that he is dead and he can't do anything about it in the future. That's what's pissing him off. The fact that he's useless in the future because he's already dead. So that's why he says, "You'll pay for this. I'm gonna make you pay for this." So I just want to clarify, even though this wasn't confirmed, knowing Vegeta, that is probably the reason that he's pissed off. But in terms of why King Kai is pissed off, come on, bro, just look at his planet. Goku is always destroying and messing with his planet, and we saw that very frequently in Battle of the Gods. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Goku Black says, "The memories from that battle are being deeply engraved into my body and mind." So it's both body and mind. Now, what's interesting, people have been wondering, okay, so is under that clothing, is that what he actually looks like under that clothing? Well, 2 things could be happening here. One, it could be, yes, that is actually what he's wearing under. But what I think is actually happening is this is more of a symbolic thing that's actually related to the opening of the anime. If you pay attention to the opening, there is a similar shot of Goku, except he's gonna go in Super Saiyan Blue. But it's the same type of effect that's happening, except it's happening with Goku Black. So I think this is more of a symbolic thing, but it is possible that it's pretty much confirming that, and this is what I've been saying all along. Goku Black is a Goku, but he's not the Goku, all right? So that's what I've been saying all along, and it seems like this is confirming that. And whoa, I mean, accurate prediction if it happens, but we'll find out soon. And then he says, "This body, I'm growing accustomed to them." All right, so this is not the first time that he's taking over bodies. And if I do, I'll be able to grow even stronger. But then all right, so we'll get back to this guy in a second. But I do want you to notice is the fact that they really zoomed into his potara ring multiple times. I believe it was 3 to 4 times in the episode. So now Dad and Mommy come from Bulma, and there you have, and it was confirmed that he was actually helping her with the time machine back in the day, but of course they weren't able to figure it out either. but hopefully now they are. Now, Bulma probably thinks that the Pilaf gang are a bunch of homeless kids, and I just found that hilarious. Just inside joke. And could you fix the garden, please? Oh, I feel bad for these two guys. But here's what it gets so emotional. In the future, Mai was older than you. You are now, but about the same age as me. So for some reason, Akira Toriyama is again overriding canon. We don't know how future Mai is not like 50, 60 years old right now. I mean, that's about how old she would be. But either she wished to be turned into a kid, which I highly doubted, because then they wouldn't be the same age. So I just think he's rewriting canon. Don't overthink it, just move on, don't even think about it. Alright, so Black's first attack wiped out most of humanity, and it's actually he wiped out more than half of humanity, to clarify. Every national army staged an attack on Black, but pretty much they all got destroyed. And again, here is another emphasis on the potara ring, and the reason why they're moving to the potara ring is because the time ring was talking about time, it was mysterious. But the potara ring is something that is usually associated with the Supreme Kais. Coincidence? Maybe not. Next week, oh yeah, Zamasu, Universe 10, the God King. Again, they're really giving us hints here. I love this show because they give so many hints, and that's why you guys watch this video, because you want to see all the Easter eggs, all the hidden messages, because they are significant. They are not random, okay? If you pay attention, you're gonna be able to accurately predict what's gonna happen, and that's the fun part, all right? So potara ring, they're focusing on that because Zamasu. So now you have the survivors went into hiding underground, and guns are pretty much useless, but whatever. So they all banded together and they created a resistance army to continue fighting. Where have we heard that before? So it's funny how, so Mai at this point is working with future Bulma, future Mai, because she's wearing the gadgets from her. You can tell by the logo right there that they are working together. And of course, this is a coordinated attempt to attacking Goku Black, and of course, Future Trunks is part of this. But this shot, I found it very, very interesting, and here's why. This is a very similar shot to what we actually see in The Flash Season 2, where, I mean, I don't want to bring too much spoilers, but let me just say that the bad guy pretty much did that sort of thing in The Flash Season 2 from the CW. And I've mentioned this before, how in the hidden truth behind the Omni King Zeno, all right, in my Who's More Powerful Than the Omni King video, I talk about how the Omni King, his character was probably inspired by elements from DC and Marvel. And some people commented saying, oh no, Akira Toriyama would never watch the comics. He doesn't even know who Marvel and DC are. Are you kidding me? Marvel and DC are huge abroad, not just in the United States. If you are working in anime, you know about comics, all right? Because the industry, the audience, and I'm not gonna get too much into this, but the point is, most likely, Akira Toriyama or the people behind the studio at Toei Animation, the people animating this, they must have seen The Flash, all right? They must have seen that exact scene and said, oh, you know what? We're gonna do something similar because this is epic, all right? So don't be surprised if Japan is influenced by the United States and by our culture, because it's very common for that to happen, all right? So I found that shot very interesting, a throwback to The Flash Season 2. Humans are unnecessary. Very interesting that he says that, because Zamasu, he says that he doesn't like humans, or the leaks say that Zamasu doesn't like humans. And Goku actually challenges him to a fight, Zamasu, the God King. So I found it interesting that Goku Black also has these similar feelings against the humans. They should be wiped out, all right? So I'm looking at things from a higher perspective than you. More hints that this guy originally comes from the tier of the gods, all right? Now, continuing on, he says, I observed this world, this universe, the truth of all things. So he did not originate on Earth. He came to Earth to steal the body of Goku, the one who's dead. But he has been observing the world and the universe. The Kais only observe quadrants of the universe. And then you got the Supreme Kais, and then you got the Grand Kai, and they're more overseeing the whole universe. So the fact that Zamasu is a God King, he could be even higher than that. So it's very possible, again, that Zamasu and Goku Black have a very strong relationship, or connection. So many hints, too much evidence going on here. And there's even more evidence right there. It's really all over the place. It's like right on your face. The evidence is right there. It's right there. Okay, so now they zoom into his time ring again, and then they go back to his potara ring. So again, the connection, the potara ring and the time ring, this is related to the gods, maybe the God King, maybe the Supreme Kais. And interestingly enough, Wiz did say that only typically the Supreme Kais are able to use the time ring. So again, connection. I have realized that humans must be destroyed, says Goku Black. So this is a realization that came to him many years of him contemplating. And again, Zamasu in the present timeline, 16 years before all these things happen, he doesn't like humans. But maybe it took him 16 years for him to realize, you know what? The gods made a mistake. These humans are useless. I should get rid of them. Again, potential is just speculation. It's just speculation. Out of all things the gods have made, humans are their sole failure. The data is there, bro. In order to make this world, this universe, into a more beautiful utopia, so it is confirmed that his plan is not to destroy the earth, but to destroy humanity. And I pointed this out on episode 47. I pointed it out, the first episode of the arc. I said, isn't it interesting that this Goku Black character is destroying cities, but he's not destroying green. He's not destroying the grass, the forest, only cities, highly populated areas. And here's why. Because his plan is not to destroy the planet, it's to eradicate humanity. He wants to preserve the planet so he can repopulate it. Whoa. It's interesting how I pointed this out like the first episode of the arc, and now we have the connection. Now, I must remove humanity in place of the gods who refuse to admit their mistake. Do you really think you can defeat me with attacks fueled by nothing but emotion? And at this point, Goku Black has learned Future Trunks' moves. And yes, Future Trunks is fueled by emotion, which is why he's not doing so hot. Future Mai saves his life, all right, with this it was the grenade, flashbang grenade. So she saves his life, and then they talk about the sage beans, how pretty much, there's the cat again, but Kari-sama is long gone. I'm assuming he's dead. And I'll try to speed it up for now because this video is getting really long. But Trunks, for us humans, now I want you to see the connection here, that they're really hinting at us that they are in a relationship. Now, the show might never actually admit that they are, but they're just giving us little hints. It's almost like Legend of Korra. At the very end of the season, spoiler warning, that they had this whole Korrasami moment where the two girls were probably in a relationship, except the show never actually told us that. It was pretty much left up to us. And I think the show is doing the same thing here, where they're leaving it up to us to assume this. How many times have you had to save your hope? All right, here you go. Future Trunks is the hope of humanity, all right? He doesn't need to represent the hope, pretty much the last Saiyan, but he is the hope of humanity. And this pretty much tells us that little Trunks, one way or another, he does have feelings for little Mai, because he is shocked at the fact that his girl is dead. Yes, they're not in a relationship right now, but he's probably still has some feelings for her, okay? So yeah, he's not happy with the fact that she died in the future. And neither is Future Trunks, of course. Mai has saved my life so many times, I have to turn to the future as soon as possible. Again, I did confirm that, I told you guys a few episodes ago that Future Trunks, even though Future Mai are dead in his mind, and his mom are dead, and there's nothing he can do to change that, he still wants to go to the future to preserve what's left of it. Whatever's left of humanity. For a little squirrel, you sure talk like an old biddy. I think Bulma's figuring things out here. Now, that key that Black left off, I may have encountered it somewhere before, and yes, it is Zamasu. This was a long video, but I definitely do talk about him in my episode 52 English dub preview video, so make sure you guys watch that. Wow, man, this was a long video, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm sorry that it came out so late. In the meantime, make sure you guys watch my episode 52 English dub preview that I just talked about, and make sure you guys also watch the Saitama vs. Goku Part 7 movie trailer that we made in collaboration with Master Media. That stuff is epic, bro. It's epic. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.